Hey everybody, today we are going to make, no, let me do it again. Hey everybody, today we are going to make the most easy, the most delicious, the most satisfying, the most like salty, yummy, crazy good. Did I say it was amazingly delicious? Salmon. Super easy, it's gonna blow your mind. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are making literally the world's most delicious and most easy salmon. So I've been cooking for dinner parties and events and retreats for like the past 8 years. And this is by far, from every single client, my most demanded menu. It's this delicious charred salmon, which we're gonna do. And then I usually do like some charred broccoli or vegetables on the side. Keep it super simple, serve it with some brown rice, and people go nuts. I promise you, you're gonna love it. My best friend texted me yesterday a photo of her salmon and said,
"I'm a salmon queen because of how you taught me."
And she was like,
"You need to make a video."
And I was like, yes, I do. A salmon video. So here it is. We're gonna go for it. A lot of times too, people tell me that they're very intimidated to cook fish, and I get it. It's intimidating, and you don't know like how long to cook it or how hot to cook it or blah, blah, blah. So this recipe is so simple. It takes like 8 to 10 minutes, and I'm gonna show you how to tell when it's done, and then you're gonna love your life. We need to note that I decided to make the salmon video yesterday, and I went to Trader Joe's to get everything but the bagel seasoning, which I use on salmon every time I cook it. And you know what? Quarantine, people. So Trader Joe's is out of everything but the bagel seasoning. That means today we are going to do a salmon, the world's best salmon part 2 with different seasonings. But if you have access to everything but the bagel, use that because it'll blow your mind. Okay, let's get started. Okay, to start our fish, what you're going to need is a really, really good fillet of salmon. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna season it really well, and then we're gonna chop up some fresh garlic, put it on top, drizzle it with some olive oil, and bake it. And that is literally the whole idea. So I'm a garlic lover, which means I'm gonna use a lot of garlic. And I'm just gonna chop it up like that. And it can be chunky. I love like really chunky garlic. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a bunch of salt. I'm using Maldon salt, which is like a chunky flaky salt. Then we're gonna take, because we're doing salmon part 2, some 21 seasoning salute, which is basically just a blend of 21 different spices, and it's amazing. I've got a little bit more of some salt-free garlic herb seasoning, and then we're gonna take all that fresh garlic all over the top of our fillet. Now I've got my big baking sheet. What I'm gonna do is just slide that in and transfer the fillet right onto a baking sheet, just like that. Next up, we're gonna do an oil drizzle. I'm using avocado oil. You can use olive oil. Just do a nice little drizzle on there. Dun, dun, dun. That is our fillet. Now we're gonna bake it on hot heat at 450 for like 8 to 10 minutes. That's it. It's been 10 minutes. I'm gonna take out this salmon and we are gonna check and see if it's done. So beautiful. You can see like the fat part right there kind of poking out. It's a great sign. It means it's probably done. But a great way to test it and see if it's done is to take a fork and see if it flakes in the fattiest part. Okay, so what I do is I find like the middle fattiest part of the fish, and I'll just kind of pull and see how that's flaking really well. You can see how the layers are like coming apart really evenly. Oh yeah, it's looking good. If you are nervous about it and you want to let it go a little bit longer, you totally can. But remember, it's gonna keep cooking as it sits. What's really awesome about salmon too is that you're getting like tons of omega-3s, tons of healthy fats. It's incredible for your skin. It's full of magnesium. It's so good for you. And what's kind of awesome about this recipe is that you can make it for 1 or you can make it for 20. So if I'm cooking for myself, I do the exact same recipe, just like a way smaller fillet. And if I'm cooking for 20, I just do this like huge long fillet of salmon, literally like size of that big. And then I season it really well and I just serve it in the middle of a dinner table with a bunch of sides and veggies and rice, and people are like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? And you're like, well, it took me 12 minutes. So tip for dinner parties, this filet will blow everybody's mind.